Alright, so let's go ahead and get started spawning down here on the bottom left. We got our blue, our lovely blue Zerg player. Playing for the Kwandon Freaks. It is SOO. And spawning here at the top right, we got our red Protoss. Playing for arguably the best or the strongest team right now out there. And Dragon Phoenix Gaming, it is Hero. Now, of course, I say arguably the strongest team because they do have some of the best players in today's game. However, I'm not quite sure. I haven't kept updated on the World Team League standings. I know that has been going on, and so I don't know if Dragon Phoenix Gaming is sitting at the top, but I would imagine they are doing well, relatively well, in the World Team League. Well, I have to, of course, make sure to check on that, as you know, there's a lot of StarCraft 2 events that has been going on besides the World Team League, so haven't been able to kind of keep up with that. Of course, we have the DreamHacks, I think the group stages of EU and North America. We have, of course, the GSL qualifier. And then a bunch of other ones, of course, the weekly ESL Cups, and then you know, a bunch of Alpha X events, such as the Alpha Pro Series Ultimate Showdown that was just concluded. This I think like yesterday or so. Alright, looks like we have a Stargate opening here coming from our Protoss. Now, of course, Stargate play kind of the go-to play these days for Protoss against Zerg. It just seems like the Robo opening that used to be so prevalent in the PvZ matchup has really diminished in terms of their effectiveness. You know, it used to be that Protoss would sometimes go for like a DT opening, use a Robo to make a Warp Prism and then just fly around, fly across the map, warping the DTs, and then try to go for at least a hatch kill or at least some economic damage by killing drones. But it seems like Zerg has kind of adapted to that. And then of course there's there was the common Adept Glaive build, timing build, that, you know, Zest really kind of introduced to the meta of the Protoss. But of course, like the DT opening, that meta has been kind of figured out. I mean, it's still, you know, the Glaive Adept build still works from time to time, but not as much as it initially was before. So we don't see it as often these days. But, you know, you do see it from time to time. But of course, this is not the case, as again, this is a Stargate opening, and that has been, you know, the most common opening for Protoss against Zerg, and sometimes against you know, Protoss and Terran as well. Very effective, very versatile opening. We do see, of course, 2 Oracles. Looks like he is going to stop at 2 Oracles for now. Trying to do some economic damage here and there by killing some drones, maybe some stasis wards. But it looks like SOO is going to be staying on top of it. I remember back in the day, before SOO retired, or not retired, went off to the army, he used to like suffer so much damage from stasis ward compared to other Zergs. He used to be like the one, because like other Zergs like Rogue and Dark, they were like on top of stasis wards in their mineral line. They will respond relatively on time, but SOO seemed to be one of those Zergs that just had trouble kind of paying attention to that, and then so he will like have his mineral lines just absolutely stasis ward by Protoss like stats we do against him. I think Parting as well, Zest of course, the prominent Protoss players back in the day. Of course, Stats and SOS and Parting, they're no longer currently playing in this game. I heard that Stats, though, he is coming back, or maybe done with his army about maybe end of the year or so. So we might see Stats get back into the game maybe like next year, early next year. But we shall see. I mean, right now, I feel like there's not a lot of strongholds in Protoss in Korea. I mean, we have Zouns, we got Hero, we got Zest, but they're not quite doing the best compared to their Zergs and Terran counterparts, it seems like. But that just might be me just talking out of my behind, but that's the feeling I'm getting these days. There's no like there's no leading Protoss here in Korea. So having Stats coming back in the game might be kind of a refreshing comeback for the Protoss. But anyhow, let's go ahead and get back into this game. A nice little kind of a blink stalker push here. That hatchery is getting awfully low though, and SOO, he's gonna go ahead and try to transfuse. Ooh, just so close to getting that for Hero, but SOO with some really clutch transfuse there. Now Queens have wasted all their energy, so no more transfuse left for either the Queens or the hatchery. So SOO is gonna have to commit to the defense here. He's trying to desperately pump out some lings and roaches. Hero doing some nice blink micro. We see that those are stalkers still relatively healthy in life. More stalker reinforcements. Both players are on 1-1 upgrades. However, SOO does got the defender's advantage, so that's important to note. He does have the defender's advantage. However, does he have enough on the ground to defend? I mean, Hero is trying to draw SOO into that stasis trap. Ooh, some decent force field does catch some of the Ravagers behind. But SOO manages to get the bulk of his army back into defensive posture here. Banelings are going to get morphed in now. Centrifugal Hooks has not quite done yet, so I mean, it's going to be a little bit difficult to get that, to get those Banelings connection, especially with the blink maneuvering. Now, there is a kind of a force here down here. Oh, actually a charge lot flank here. Ooh, does get a nice sandwich on these Ravagers. These Ravagers are going to get absolutely demolished. Oh my goodness, what a beautiful maneuver there by Hero. And there we have it. He takes the first game and draws the first blood. And no surprise here, as Hero going once again for that Stargate opening now. If he can manage to get this to work here, the Stargate play once again, that does open up the avenue for Hero to go for a completely different build in the next game, because he's going to be up 2-0. He's shown his Stargate play in the first 2 games, and then imagine if he just like pulls out a DT build or something, or maybe a Glaive Adept timing build, or maybe I don't know, like a heavy gateway build of some sort. I don't know. Then that could catch SOO off guard, because maybe he's gonna be expecting a third straight game of Stargate play, and so maybe hero can play a little bit of mind games that way. At least keep SOO on his toes, but we do see that the Overlord does scout this Stargate, so it looks like SOO will know what's up. Should have ample time to prepare the defenses. Do we have a Spore Crawler on the way? No Spore Crawler. I'm a little surprised. Is there a second queen? Okay, there's going to be a second queen at the very least, so... Okay, yeah, it makes sense. You want to, in the single mineral line, you want to have at least 2 queens to defend, or a queen and a Spore Crawler. And looks like SOO is going to go ahead and invest in some healthy amount of queens. 2 more on the way. I mean, this could very well be a queen walk. You know, he can transition into a queen walk and try to get on top of either the natural or the dirt base of the Protoss. We have seen, of course, queen walks. Well, I mean, there was that little bit of a nerf there, of course, because, you know, Blizzard put into the patch that queens can't transfuse another queen unless they're on creep. So the idea was to nerf queen walks. However, you know, I have seen some very creative Zerg players actually making it work despite that nerf. Either they use Overlord drops, or, you know, they research Overlord speed, and then they have like a creep highway of some sort. I mean, queen walk's still effective in today's meta, despite the nerf. At least from the based on the games that I have seen in the past that involved queen walks. I might be completely wrong here, but from what I've seen in the previous games that involved queen walks, well, I guess queen fairy if you include the Overlord drops, but you get what I mean. It's still a viable, you know, option for Zergs these days, especially against a Protoss that may be getting really greedy on like a tech play. Maybe they're going for like 3 Stargate like fleet beacon carriers off the bat or something. I don't know. And there we have it, another instance, another example of why SOO is not considered the best Zerg in defending against stasis wards in their mineral lines. It just seems to be one of the weaknesses, I would say. Like you see Solar, his weakness we have that he has shown over the years is that he's not the best at early game cheeses. And it seems like SOO, on the other hand, he's not great against stasis wards, keeping his eye on the mineral line. Oh, a nice little cache there. Also another nice little cache there, forcing the cancel on that hatchery, slowing down. This is interesting. I mean, both players are getting their 4th base at the same time, which is not the greatest news for SOO. It seems like SOO is actually delaying his base in favor of... Oh, actually that was not canceled. Oh no. Looks like SOO was just really focused on this pylon here. Did not see that attack and was not able to cancel in time. But it looks like SOO, he has delayed his 4th base by quite some time in favor of the Spire and Baneling tech here. So SOO, he's gonna have to make these muralists work, because right now the Nexus, the 4th Nexus, has finished for our red Protoss, and SOO has yet. I mean, his 4th base is only halfway done. I mean, as a Zerg, you always want to be at least a base ahead or more. And so SOO, he's definitely gonna need to do some significant damages with these mutalisks. However, there's only a handful of mutalisks, it seems like, for SOO. It's not like he's committed to this. He's invested into other units, other ground units, to help defend against what looked like a potential gateway push of some sort, because there was like a bunch of charge lot in that army there. And so far only 8. This is not enough. This is definitely not enough. I mean, look at this. The worker count for Hero is at 74 compared to 70 of SOO. That is never where you want to be as a Zerg, where you have not only your base is far behind, but only as well as your workers is far behind. So SOO, he's gonna have to make some magic work. If he does not, then he's gonna go down 2-0 here. 15 banelings on the production tab here. This is a little bit of a tricky choke area. Now, thankfully for SOO, there's not enough energy for force field, so it looks like SOO is gonna go ahead and push the Protoss back out. But +2 is finished for Hero, so maybe some additional weapons, and he can maybe go in for an attack in a minute. I like what SOO is doing though. He is getting his 5th base, or okay, it looks like he actually made that base at the same time. So gonna go ahead and keep at least in pace with the Protoss, as the Protoss is getting his own 5th base. And here we go. SOO is gonna go ahead and commit as his +1/1 is a finish here. Force field not quite as effective as the surface area. It's quite large, but it looks like SOO is gonna have to retreat for the time being, as a bunch of charge lot is gonna go ahead and take out this hatchery. The queens don't arrive in time to transfuse them, and a good pick off there by Hero. Now that is a lot of charge lot, but remember, those are just mineral units. The bulk of Hero's gas units, the higher tier units like the Archons, are still alive. And once again, Hero going for that charge lot run by, and that seems to be so effective. SOO once again has to retreat and can't go on the offense. It seems like he's constantly having to play on the defense here, as Hero being so aggressive with his charge lot run by is very smart though. He's buying himself enough time to kind of mine enough of those mineral patches from those bases that he's gotten, those extra bases that he's gotten compared to the Zerg. And once again, another charge lot run by. So annoying here for SOO. He has to always pull back. Every time he's looking for an attack, he has to pull back. And that is so annoying for him. This time around, Hero is going to go ahead and try to harass with charge lot. It's a little bit scary, but he does have blink, so he's going to go ahead and try to cut here. These these high Templars are going to go ahead and get picked off. They do, send out a couple of storms, which does weaken this Roach force. But it looks like SOO is finally ready to be on the offense. It does not seem like there is another charge lot run by that SOO needs to worry about. But for now, it looks like he is going to go ahead and just pull back, as he has run out of banelings here. And once again, his army is not quite the strongest, to say the least. Alright, a lot of fights across the map from left, center, and right. It looks like he will finally clean up the charge lot on the right side with a couple of banelings and the spine crawlers. However, the stalkers at the middle, picking off these banelings, not the best trade there. You never really want to trade banelings against stalkers. You want to trade against those charge lots instead. But it seems like I don't know, because like at the same time, like even though the economy is still better for Hero overall, I do feel a bit worried for Hero, because he's staying on or sticking with mainly gateway units. And if you stick on gateway units long enough, the Zerg is gonna eventually have the better army. Alright, looks like Su is trying to break this. Can he do so? It seems like he might actually yeah, Hero, he's retreating the probes. He's gonna go ahead and just sack this base. He needs more time to pump out some more units here. He does have some cannons for some defensive posturing here. Another charge lot run by, oh no. Su once again gonna have to go ahead and retreat. He doesn't have any banelings here to defend, so a little bit unfortunate. Oh, actually using the drones as a blockade here on the charge lot. A beautiful play, preventing the retreat on those charge lot, and Su finally does kill the charge lot force. However, at the cost of 8 drones, a bunch of mining time, and once again, as you can see, the economy has been favoring the Protoss player throughout the majority of this game. However, I do still like Su's army compared to oh, actually, you know what? There's some additional Archons being warped in, so that might actually turn the favor around. However, we do see that Su is going to be on +3-2 compared to the oh, looks like actually the upgrade just finished for Hero, so it looks like they're going to be on the same upgrade. However, which of these army is going to take the battle here? And it seems like Su has actually won the battle, mixing in with some speedlings to help buffer for those roaches and ravagers. Once again, Hero non-stop on this charge dot counterforce play here. Might want to actually throw down some spine crawlers here to defend. I mean, you know, after you recognize a pattern from your opponent, you might want to go ahead and prepare in, you know, an early defense for it, whether it's leaving some banelings there or planting down a bunch of spine crawls. However, you know, 1 or 2 spine crawls is not going to be enough, because Hero has been sending out a lot of charge lot whenever he's doing these backdoor run bys. Alright, seems like the game has finally stabilized, as both players has lost a lot with those counterattacks. But let's see here. What do we have for our Protoss? You got 4 Immortals, 2 Archons, a bunch of charge lot, compared to roaches, 15 roaches, 9. Okay, you know what? I am not liking what Su is going for. He's sticking, you know, I was talking about how the Protoss was sticking with gateway units for a while. Now the Protoss has incorporated Archons, Immortals, those higher tier units that help defend against things like roaches and ravagers. However, Su, on the other hand, he has stuck with the same army composition. He has not mixed in anything else besides lings, banelings, roaches, and ravagers, and that is not gonna cut it against what Hero has right now. Bane is going to go roll on in. All the Archons or at least the Archons pick off the majority of them before those Banelings connect with some of the charge lot, but the 4 Immortals still are alive. The hatchery does get killed, as well as 16 drones, which drops Su down to 53 workers. And so Hero smartly gonna back out. I mean, he has done the damage already. He has done enough damage, and now he is gonna sit back. He's gonna go ahead and expand. Gonna go ahead and clear out the creep tumor. The creep tumors here out on the middle, and look at that. The creep tumor has recessed quite significantly all the way back into Su's side of the map. So Hero doing really well on like the basic solid Protoss 101 plays here. And oh my god, this is what our viewer was talking about, how Hero plays so much like Clem, doing these multi-pronged attacks here. And there we have it. Just too much for Su to handle, and Hero just absolutely crushing Su there. Will take a 2-0 lead.
I wasn't able to catch games 1 and 2, but I assume Hero did multi-oracle play, followed by gateway.
Yeah, he opened up with StarCraft play, and then he followed up with gateway unit pressure, and has been able to take a 2-0 lead based off of that. So yeah, Su is going to have a little bit of an uphill climb here. He's going to have to win 3 straight games here if he wants to have any hope of winning this series.
Then, in my opinion, I don't think it's going to be a curveball. I think it's actually just mind game. And then he's probably going to go to a similar pattern. Or he can go Stargate and then 2 or 3 oracles. And his actual next follow-up could be Glaive Adepts. Because if you're using Glaive Adepts, then you actually want the Zerg to take the second base at the Poppy location, or maybe even the 12 o'clock location, so you can spread the Zerg out pretty thin. But we'll see. I think it may even be the 530-15 Adept build coming up from Hero, which he has been using it pretty often recently.
Yeah, that's very possible. I mean, he's following up with a secondary Oracle, it seems like. So can very well transition into in a Glaive Adept timing of some sort. No Twilight Council as of yet though. So it seems like maybe Hero is going to go ahead and just take a dirt base. But in the meantime, just going to go ahead and harass, get some scouting information done with this initial Adept.
Yeah, so it will be like around 350, you build the 3rd Nexus, and then like immediately you have to build the Twilight, and then the Forge. And then what you do is, so you right now he started with 2 Adepts, so the timing could be different, but usually when you go Adept and Stalker first as your initial 2 gateway units, you warp in 2 Adepts at 420 and 440, and then you do 2 more warp ins with 5 gate. Then you would have 15 Adepts, and you leave the base around 530-ish. But he's only just getting Forge first, so it's unlikely that he's gonna go Glaive Adepts. His Twilight is a bit slow, I think.
Yeah, it seems like he is going to go ahead and maybe just transition or do the same thing as the last couple of games. Maybe get just Blink Stalkers, get charged afterwards.
Yeah, I think that's more likely. He's also getting all 4 gases. So. And also, if he were to do that 5 gate Glaive Adept follow-up play, then his gateways should have been constructed much sooner.
Yeah.
So there's the +1 blink. Now it will be only the matter of, is he gonna like play the classical 3 base +1 blink stalker, or is he gonna go for the neo-classical version, which is getting the 4th base at sub 6 minutes, and then try to match economically with Zerg, and at the same time apply as much pressure as possible with Blink Stalkers, and then using Charge Loss plus Blink Stalkers in a multi-pronged fashion.
Alright, Spire going down here for our Zerg, and does he? Yeah, it doesn't look like Hero has quite seen it yet. Oh, actually, he does see it right now.
He just saw it.
Yep.
Yeah, he just saw it.
That is a big scout there, because...
Oh, Oracle! Ditch. Alright, picks up 1 more drone, but not the biggest loss. Yeah, he lost 6 for 1 Oracle, so and 2 Oracles still remaining, so it's pretty good for a Hero, but at least Su didn't take a detrimental amount of damage that would like impair him throughout the entirety of this game. Now blink about to be done, so Hero really starting to force SOO to play the game of mechanics. If you miss micro once, then Hero will exploit that mistake and just capitalize on it. Nice force fields to kite. Nice kiting as well. He's gonna lose the sentries, but he still retains the blind stalker count, so that's a good thing. And now you can see, although SOO has the bank to build a few mutas, but if he builds mutas right now, then he will most likely get overwhelmed by the blink stalker, so he is forced to consistently produce Roach Ravager and Lings. So Hero is just buying time, and now he also planting a forward gateway, across the gateway, to reinforce even faster due to the lack of robo. So Hero is pretty much semi all in here. All in to semi all in. I don't know about this 8 of depth though, Snoopy.
Yeah, I think he's anticipating SOO is gonna build a lot of Lings, because Lings are much better against the Stalkers compared to, I mean, because he already has a lot of Ravagers and Roaches. He needs Lings to help defend against. Oh, actually, you know what? The Depths are not going to join the fight. Just going to go ahead and bypass them into the natural, into the main base as well.
Yeah, so nice diversion coming off from Hero. Probably going to snipe the 4th base as well. Only 5 drones went down, so that's actually not the most devastating loss for SOO. But, you know, being 3 base, equally on 3 bases versus Protoss as a Zerg, not ideal, of course. Right now, at least the Oracles went down, so the Roach Ravagers will be free from the Oracle harassment, even when Queens aren't there. But look at this, Snoopy at in the middle of the map. How many charge loss are there? 18.
Oh my goodness, this is absolutely insane. How is Hero making these gateway build orders work so well? I mean, oh my goodness, he just 3-0'd SOO.